Oh boy. Um, Let me just first off say that I'm embarrassed to be a Halloween fan at this moment. But anyway, what's going on, Halloween fanatics? Well, I finally seen Halloween Ends, and let me just say this. Let me get it off my chest. Halloween Ends is horrible, and it's the worst in the franchise, y'all. And I said the same thing about Halloween Kills, but Halloween Kills is no longer the worst movie in this franchise. And that's coming from a person who said that they would never watch Halloween Kills ever again because the movie was so bad and it was just a piss poor movie. Halloween Ends is horrible. Oh, and for those fans and YouTubers claiming that Halloween Ends will be a great standalone movie, y'all better not use that excuse. This is a Halloween movie that's a part of this trilogy. You can't separate it. So I don't even want to hear that excuse. I'm tired of everyone making excuses for David Gordon Green and Jamie Lee Curtis. They fucking up this franchise. Nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. They used all these tricks from nostalgia to all these legacy characters. They tried to do the checklist like I talked about in previous videos and live streams. Oh, I don't know, man. And how can we forget about this social commentary that's going on in this Halloween trilogy? From Haddonfield being populated with majority of black people and even having a black token sheriff. And shout out to Blumhouse for giving us opportunities, but ultimately it doesn't fit the narrative of this story. Same thing with Big John and Little John in Halloween Kills. They technically was making fun of gay people. And then they had that mob mentality social commentary. I just don't understand why they put this in a Halloween movie. Like, do you really think that this movie changed lives? Maybe, but I doubt it. And they're putting all this social commentary in a slasher movie that won't reach a lot of people. Only people it will reach will be people in the horror community. The average moviegoer wouldn't even know what's going on as far as the social commentary in these movies. So basically, it's useless. Look, Halloween 2018 was bad. Halloween Kills is unwatchable, and Halloween Ends is in the same category. And let me say this, I've been going at Blumhouse since day one, and honestly, I haven't watched any reviews yet, but I do see all these, thumbnails and stuff like that. So I can tell that it's a lot of negative reactions going on, but I can't wait to watch these reviews because I know it's going to be some fanboys that's praising this movie, and I can't wait to get at them. But, y'all know why these fanboys are finally coming out and turning on Blumhouse. It's simple. This is the last Halloween movie, so they don't have nothing to clamp on to after this. So they have nothing to hype up. So therefore, that's why I'm seeing all these thumbnails with people shaking their heads and stuff like that. Because if this was, the second movie in the franchise, they wouldn't be doing that. But that's another story. But to be honest, y'all, I don't think I like anything about this movie. The movie made Michael Myers a straight up pussy. He's a pussy in this movie. And I will definitely get into that later, but the movie tried so hard to be a Lifetime movie, and it was just a weak ass movie that wants to be a psychological thriller. And clearly they had no direction whatsoever in this movie. And look, the movie tried so hard to be different, but they tried so hard to be Halloween 6. And especially with certain things like the radio personality throughout this whole entire movie. And even the doctor that played in this movie, he looked exactly like, I think his name was John Strode in Halloween 6. Anyway, the jerk father in Halloween 6. They look like twins in this movie, so that was definitely a callback. But anyway, like I was saying, this movie was trying to be so different. The opening scene with the Universal logo starts off with some damn rock music. And then they added blue fun instead of orange. Like, why would they make that so different? Like, it just felt so forced. Anyway, the opening of the movie starts off with Corey Cunningham accidentally killing this kid. Then we fast forward to current time and Corey is still, feeling those effects and, he's I don't know, he's awkward. And he's being bullied for that accident to a point where he's actually being pushed to close to the edge, literally, where some bullies actually pushed him off the bridge. And guess who dragged him into the sewer? Pussy ass Myers. And yes, Corey is technically possessed by Myers when he actually meet Michael Myers in this sewer. And no, Michael Myers didn't kill him. He basically took him under his wings. Anyway, Laurie is the one who actually introduced Corey and Allison. And Allison accepts Corey, all his weirdness and his past, because I guess they can relate with all the drama they've been going through, or the trauma they've been going through. And at this point, it just felt like a Lifetime love story. And it was just a subplot that wasn't needed in this movie. And it was just used as filler because we didn't really see Michael until like the 40-minute mark in this movie. But when we actually get to see Michael get his first kill and actually be in some action, it's Allison's ex-boyfriend who is a cop. Now, this cop is a jerk, but I'm like, Allison got over Cameron real quick. But anyway, the cop followed Corey because him and Corey had an altercation at this restaurant. But anyway, so he followed Corey down to this sewer. And this is where I said, yep, this is the worst movie in the franchise by a long shot. For one, you had Michael encounter Corey, and he didn't kill Corey. He just, like I said, he took him into the sewer for whatever reason and didn't kill him. So now Corey has, tricked this police officer to go inside this sewer. And the police officer sees Michael and sees Corey, so they're fighting and everything like that. Now, the police officer is handling Michael Myers, pushing him down, and Michael is just... it's embarrassing how Michael was looking he was looking so much like a pussy right here. He was hunched over, vulnerable as ever, slumped over like a child. And I'm going to try to find this meme. And if you ever watch Beyond Scared Straight or Scared Straight, it's a meme going around where they bust into this kid's room and just woke him up. And that reminded me so much of Michael Myers right there, because it was just... Michael Myers was a straight up pussy right there. And I don't want to hear shit else about Halloween 5 anymore. Everyone shits on Halloween 5, but Halloween 5 never had him looking this weak. I mean, Michael is weak as hell in this movie. And they try to sell you on the previous movies and even in this movie that he's human. But you can't, because they already established that he's supernatural in those other movies. But anyway, the town of Haddonfield is full of stupid ass people. And Allison is one of those stupid ass people. Too much Allison in this movie. Her acting is non-believable. She has no emotions. And I'm referring to her character. I'm not talking about Andy Matichak, the actor. And this whole subplot of the relationship, like I said, between Corey and Allison, it was completely unnecessary. Like, no one in this movie gave a damn about what happened in Haddonfield on Halloween previous years ago. Like, they didn't give a damn about the people that was killed. Even the bullies. Like, I'm sure if this Haddonfield town is so small, one of these bullies knows somebody that was personally killed. Anyway, let's fast forward to Corey Cunningham, trying to kill Laurie Strode. But first, before I get into that, I want to talk about how Corey got Michael's mask. Now, clearly he just went back down in the sewer. He pushed Michael around and they tussled around. And it's almost like they was on the slip and slide, just sliding back and forth. Like I said, it was embarrassment. It was an embarrassment to see Michael like that. Like, I was shaking my head like, what am I watching? Like I said, I'm embarrassed to be a Halloween fan. But, like I was saying, okay, so we fast forward and Corey is at the climax of the movie. Corey is trying to kill Laurie Strode. Now, Laurie sets Corey up and she could have easily killed him. She shot him a couple of times. But anyway, she was going to give him grace. And at this point, Allison is still in love with Corey. And as she's walking up to the house about to come in, before she actually come in, Corey stabs himself in the neck, and then Allison comes in the door, and Lori is holding the knife, and she thinks that Lori has killed him, and she's pissed off or whatever. So she leaves, but she sees the radio tower on fire, and that was a whole nother story. And I'm gonna talk about all this in another video, but this is just my initial reaction. I just want to get off my chest. But after the Corey incident and him being stabbed or whatever, Michael shows up. So Michael has been following Corey around everywhere like I don't know, like a little puppy. And Michael shows up, gets his mask back from Corey, and he's trying to choke Corey out. But it's almost like he just wanted to get the mask and not kill Corey, because Michael was struggling like hell. And so at this point, Lori and Michael go with it for round 3. Lori wins this time by tilting the fridge on him, and he's already basically strapped down and stabbed to the island or whatever. And here comes Allison in to break his arm in the shittiest way. It was so awkward how she grabbed his arm and broke it. And she said something. I had to go back and watch it, but she said something that was so awkward. But anyway, they stab him up, slit his neck or whatever. So they decide to strap him on top of Allison's car and drive him to the junkyard. And they throw his body into the metal grinder in the junkyard. And that's the end of the movie. They kill Michael Myers. And that's the end of the Blumhouse trilogy. But, like I said, this movie sucks. This movie didn't feel like a Halloween movie. It didn't have no atmosphere, nothing. Like, Michael was a pussy, like I keep saying. It was too much Corey Cunningham and not enough Michael Myers. And overall, like I said, this is the worst movie in the franchise. And y'all know how, y'all got to understand, Halloween Kills was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But Halloween Ends is so bad, and it's a bad installment into this Halloween franchise, that I have to rank it last no matter what. This movie is complete garbage. And one thing I want to touch on, I got 2 positive things I want to say. I'll give y'all that. I got 2 positive things that I want to say before I close out this video. So, one thing is funny, and the other thing is about the acting. Okay, so Lori is going to a grocery store, and she's coming out smiling or whatever. And this black woman is like, "What you smiling for? All this chaos you done caused or whatever." And we see this woman in a wheelchair, and it's the woman from Halloween Kills, the graveyard caretaker. She's still alive. Man, when I bust out laughing in the theater, I was like, man, this is so funny. Like, ain't no way in hell this woman's supposed to be alive. And I'm just sitting there laughing my ass off. Like, I can't believe they did that. Like, and I don't even think that was meant to be funny, but I think that's the most funniest thing ever. She was still alive. And another positive thing I would have to say is the dude who played Corey Cunningham, I don't know his name, but that dude, he really carried this movie, especially with his acting. He's the best actor in this movie, and I will say, like, he's the best actor in this trilogy. He's definitely a polished actor, and he's leagues above Andy Matichak. And my wife on the way home, she was saying something interesting. She was like, you know what? He will possibly be a good Joker. And I was like, yeah, I can see that. But he definitely, he can act. So I will say that. But overall, Halloween Ends is garbage, like I keep saying. And honestly, I'm looking forward to like seeing these people reviews, because I'm curious to see like if it is gonna be divisive, because it shouldn't be divisive, because this movie is so horrible. It should just be one way. So I can't wait to see. I'm gonna watch them all at work tomorrow and see what these YouTubers are saying. But yeah, hopefully I get around to doing a full breakdown and a full review of this movie. And I definitely will do a live stream sometime this weekend, so definitely be on the lookout for that. If you don't want to miss it, then make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you can see every time I upload. But yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that. And like I say, it's a lot of stuff that I'm forgetting. But like I say, this movie is the worst in the franchise, and I'm never gonna let up on that. Y'all be safe. Peace.